Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your coming here to participate in this Krishna consciousness movement. We are calling everyone to go back to home, back to Godhead. This is our movement, Krishna consciousness movement. Just now, we described the place where we intend to go. That is Goloka Vṛndāvana. There, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is residing with his consort, Rādhārāṇī, Rādhā-Mādhava. Kṛṣṇa is the husband, not exactly husband, but friend. The same mellow as you try to enjoy here, boy and girlfriend, not married, but an extra ecstasy without being married, conjugal love, the ideal conjugal love is there. Kṛṣṇa and Rādhā. Here the same thing is present, but in a perverted sense. The origin is there. Jaya Rādhā-Mādhava. Kuñja-vihārī. Rādhā and Kṛṣṇa, they are always engaged in loving affairs in the kunja, in the bushes of Vṛndāvana. Jaya Rādhā-Mādhava kuñja-vihārī. Gopījana-vallabha. He is very dear to the gopīs and the Gopas. Gopas means the cowherd men and the cowherd boys. So Vrindavan is village-like. It is not a town like Los Angeles. It is village. It is village, and they are always taking pleasure on the bank of Yamuna. Yamunā-tīra-vana-cārī, and there are very nice gardens on the bank of the Yamunā. And whenever there is some danger, of course, in the original Vrindavan, there is no question of danger. It is blissful, transcendental abode. But when Kṛṣṇa comes down to show us the replica of the original Vrindavan, that Vrindavan is there on this planet in India, about 90 miles from New Delhi. It is exactly the same Vrindavan, but because it is on this material world, it appears that there is some danger. So when Kṛṣṇa was present on this earth, on this planet, so there was some danger. Actually, there was no danger because Kṛṣṇa was present. But It appeared like that. So there was torrents of rain for 7 days. The Indra, the demigod, who is in charge of the watering department of this universe, he don't laugh, it is very serious. So he became very angry. Krishna stopped demigod worship, Indra worship, so he became very angry. So there was torrents of rain for 7 days continually. And Krishna took up a hill which is called Govardhan Hill. If sometimes you come to Vrindavan, you'll see the Govardhan is there. Has the umbrella on the what is called finger, ring finger? No. Small finger. So go Jaya Rādhā-Mādhava kuñja-vihārī Gopījana-vallabha Girivara-dhār. Immediately lifted the big mountain as umbrella like this. So when Krishna was present, although he was playing like an ordinary human child or human being, still when there was need, he manifested his godly power. That is God. When it was needed to protect the inhabitants of Vrindavan, he lifted a big hill. And since then, his name is Girivaradhar. Girivaradhari means that hill, and he sustained that hill. He was at that time 7 years old from material calculation. But in the original Vrindavan, there is no such thing as the wrath of Indra, the king of heaven, and danger, torrents of rain, over flood, inundation. There is no such thing. There, everything is blissful, transcendental, and eternal. Here, we have got a little sample because whatever you have got in this material world, that is simply imitation, a shadow of the original. Sometimes you can understand that on the desert, sometimes it appears there is a vast ocean of water, mirage. But actually, there is no water. Those who are animals, they sometimes are misled. They are thirsty and they think that there is water in the desert and they run over. But actually, there is no water. The animal runs and the water also advances. In this way, when he becomes too much fatigued, he dies. This is the exact example of this material world. We are hankering after water. We are thirsty. And we are being misled by so-called water, mirage. Just like while I was coming here, both sides, the manifestation of material civilization, electrical, where pumping station of oil, big motor cars, light, motel, hotel, and so many things. So, we are thinking that these things will give us relief, our thirst will be quenched, our hankering for water will be satisfied. But it has failed. In your country, especially, not in your country, in all countries, so many young flowers of your country, they are frustrated. That's a fact. What is that sound? Huh. They are frustrated. That is a fact. You know, I know. So, this kind of mirage, showing of water, actually there is no water. A shadow of water will not help us. That is a fact. But because there is shadow of water, we can understand that there is real water. It is not that the shadow of water is all in all, finished. There is water. But we have to seek out that water elsewhere, not in the desert. In the desert, the shadow of water will not quench your thirst. So that information we are giving Krishna consciousness movement means that you do not know where that water is to be found, how your great thirst will be satisfied. That you do not know. Nati vidu shartha gating he Vishnu durāsayaje bahiratthamanina andha jathandhai rupaniyamana stepi satantra urudami baddha. They do not know what is the ultimate goal of life, our self-interest. Everyone must be self-interest. But we do not know what is self-interest. There is no education. What is the ultimate goal of life? Nati bidu. They are trying to satisfy themselves, to become happy and prosperous by adjusting this material nature. Bahirarthamanina. Bahirarthamanina means giving more importance to this materialistic way of life. That is called Bahirarthaman. God has got many energies. Parasha Shakti Vividhaiva Sriyate. In the Vedas, we understand that the Supreme Lord has many fold energies. And whatever we see, that is the activities of his energy. Just like electric energy. The energy is coming out from the powerhouse, and by utilizing that electric energy, we are working in so many ways. Heater, cooler, this microphone, tape recorder, so many things. But the energy is coming from that powerhouse. Similarly, whatever you are seeing, wonderful action of the material, reaction and reaction, they are simply interaction of different energies of the law. Heat and light. Any scientist will understand that this whole cosmic manifestation is creation of heat and light. Two energies. The two energies are coming from the sun. And the material world is creation of the sunshine, heat and light. Similarly, There are two energies of God, heat and light. So one is called material energy, another is called spiritual energy, although both of them coming from the Supreme Spirit. Exactly like heat and light is coming from the sun, but heat is not light, light is not heat. There is distinction. This is called inconceivable, one and different simultaneously. Achinta bhedabhed tattva. This is our philosophy. Nothing is different from God, but not that everything is God. Simultaneous, one and different. So two energies are working, material and spiritual. The spiritual energy is called superior, and the material energy is called inferior. Just like matter, material energy means earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. And spiritual energy means the spiritual force, the living force. So every one of us, combination of two energies, spiritual energy and material energy. You can understand it. As soon as the spiritual energy is off from the combination of this material energy, it is simply lump of matter. It cannot move. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Jaya idam dharjati jagat. The whole world is moving by the combination of material and spiritual energy. And both of them coming from one source. Exactly like that. That both heat and light is coming from the sun. But they are working differently or working combinedly. So this world, this material world, although it is not different from God, but still it is not God. So we have to transfer ourselves from this material energy to the spiritual energy. That is the business. So long we are in the lower form of life, this human form of life is considered the upper or better form of life, whereas the animals, the trees, the aquatics, the insects, the reptiles, there are so many. 8,400,000 forms of life. Out of that, this human form of life, especially the civilized form of life, this is elevated life of developed consciousness. The consciousness of human form of life is different from the consciousness of aquatic life or tree life or plant life or cat life or dog life. This is the developed consciousness of life. Why this developed consciousness of life is given by God? To understand God. This is the only business. This developed consciousness of life is being misused in the matter of animal life. The modern scientific advancement or philosophical speculation, they are trying to adjust how we can enjoy our sense life better. But after all, it is sense life. Better or inferior, there is no such question. Suppose a glass of water given in golden glass tumbler or in earthen tumbler, the taste of the water is the same. Similarly, the taste of life is eating, sleeping, sex life, and defense. So either in the dog's life or human life, the taste of eating or taste of sex life is the same. The same example. You drink water in different pots, either golden pots or earthen pots. It doesn't matter. But the taste of the water is the same. It is not different. Simply because you put the water in a golden pot, therefore it does not mean that the taste of the water also will change. No. The taste will remain the same. So we are trying simply to taste the same water in different pots. Sometimes in the pot of the body of a dog, sometimes in the pots of the body of a hog, and sometimes in the pot on in the body of a human being. So this taste is common for everyone. The human developed consciousness is meant for something else, not for tasting these things: eating, sleeping, sex, life, and defense. That developed consciousness is meant for understanding what is God. But in the modern civilization, that higher developed consciousness is being utilized for changing the pot. Suppose I have come here in Laguna Beach by on a nice motor car. So it is a pot only, that's all. I could come here walking or in another vehicle. So there was no difference. It would have taken little more time. But we are thinking, because we have got this motor car, instead of a bullock cart, we are advanced in civilization. That is the mistake. Because either you travel on a bullock cart or in a motor car, your business is to transport from one place to another. That's all. It may save some time. You may feel some extra pleasure. No pleasure, actually. Rather, bullock cart is comfortable because this motor car, you are always thinking there may not be any accident. Yes, always they're afraid. And there is happening accident. Recently, one of our devotees died. So many people are dying. So, this material advancement of life means you create little convenience, and by side, you create so many inconvenience. That you must. You have created motor car, that's all right. But by side, you have created death by motor accident. So many. What is the statistics in your country? How many people are dying? 60,000 a year. So in this way, you cannot be happy. Because the more you advance in material civilization, the more you become complicated. The real purpose is to go back to home, back to Godhead. We are missing the point. There is no guarantee. We have been given this chance of human form of body by nature's way, by the evolutionary process, coming through, transmigrating through 8,400,000 species of life. We have got this human form of life, developed consciousness. to understand God, not increasing the comfort from bullock cart to motor car. No, not for this purpose. Ah. The so-called scientists, they are thinking that we are advancing in civilization from the primitive form, transport by bullock cart to motor car. But that is not actually advancement. We are missing the point that this human form of life was meant for realizing God, realizing self, but we are misusing that higher intelligence and consciousness for manufacturing a motor car. And they are very much proud of advancement. Nati vidusharthagating hi Vishnu. This is described in the Srimad Bhagavat in one verse. Nati vidusharthagating hi Vishnu durasayaje bohirathamanina. These rascals, they do not know what is the aim of life. They are captivated by the external energy of God. Andha jathan dhrirupaniya stepisha tantra urudam nibadhya. They are led by blind leaders. All these materialistic leaders, the politicians, the scientists, the philosophers, the technologists, and so on, businessmen, so on, and all these material, they are all blind, and they're leading other blind. So what will be? The result will be catastrophic. Because both of them are blind. If one man is with eyes, he can lead another thousands of men, blind men. Please come, I shall help you crossing the road. But if the leader is also blind and the followers are blind, then what is the result? That is happening. They are thinking that by bodily comfort, by sense gratification, we shall be happy. But that is not possible. We do not know, actually we have no knowledge. Dehantram prapti. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Dehinasmin jatha dehi kaumanang jauvanang jara tatha dehantram prapti dhiras tattanayamayati. You, me, every one of us is encased within this body. I am spirit soul, your spirit soul. That is the Vedic injunction. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma. That means spirit, not Parabrahma, don't mistake. Parabrahma is God. We are Brahma, part and parcel of God. Fragments, but not the Supreme. Supreme is different. Just like you are American, but the Supreme American is your president, Mr. Nixon. But you cannot say that because I am American, therefore I am Mr. Nixon. That you cannot say. Similarly, you, me, every one of us, Brahma. But that does not mean we are Parabrahma. Parabrahma is Krishna. Ishara Parama Krishna. Ishara Parama. Ishara means controller. So every one of us is controller to some extent. Somebody is controlling his family, controlling his office, business, controlling his disciples. At last, he is controlling a dog. If he hasn't got to control anything, he keeps a dog to control. A pet dog, a pet cat. So everyone wants to be controller. That's a fact. But the supreme controller is Krishna. Here, the so-called controller is controlled by somebody else. I may control my disciples, but I am controlled by somebody else, by my spiritual master. So nobody can say that I am the absolute controller. No. Here you'll find the so-called controller, certainly controller to some extent, but he is controlled also. But when you find somebody that he is controller only, not controlled by anyone, that is Krishna. To understand Krishna is not very difficult. Try to understand that everyone is controlling, every one of us, but at the same time being controlled by somebody else. But we find a gentleman whose name is Krishna. He is controlling everyone, but he is not controlled by anyone. That is God. Ishara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. So this Krishna consciousness movement is very scientific, authorized, and understandable by reasonable man. So, if you kindly take interest in this Krishna consciousness movement, you'll be benefited. Your life will be successful. Your aim of life will be achieved. That is a fact. So, you can try to read our literatures. We have got many books. You can come and see practically how our students are doing, advancing in Krishna consciousness movement. You can try to learn from them by association. Just like if one wants to become a mechanical man, he enters into a factory and associates with the worker, mechanics, and gradually he also becomes a mechanic, a technologist. Similarly, we are opening these centers just to give opportunity to everyone to learn how to go home, how to go home back, how to go home back to God. That is our mission. And it is very scientific and authorized, Vedic. Uh, we are receiving this knowledge direct from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Bhagavad Gita. We are presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is, without nonsensical comments. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are placing the same proposal. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. We are not changing it. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, become my devotee, always think of me, worship me, offer your obeisances unto me. We are teaching all people that you think of Krishna always. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. By chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, you'll always think of Krishna. Manvanam bhavamad bhakto. So, our method is very simple. We don't manufacture any new method. Why new method? The old method is very perfect, authorized, accepted by great acharyas, and they are actually are benefited. So why we shall manufacture? What is my brain? I am a teeny. We haven't got to manufacture. Neither we can manufacture anything perfect because I am imperfect. We can simply catch up the perfect things, then we become perfect. That is our process. So Krishna, the Supreme Perfect, His teachings are there in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are accepting that. And we are preaching the same philosophy throughout the world. And they are accepting it. And I wish all of you who are present here will kindly accept this philosophy and make your life successful. Thank you very much.